Hi, my name is Caitlin, and today we'll be taking a step back in history and learning about the Moriori Genocide. A genocide is defined as the deliberate killing of a large group of people, especially those of a particular ethnic group or nation. Usually when you look back on history, the genocides follow the 10 stages, which is classification, symbolization, discrimination, dehumanization, organization, polarization, preparation, persecution, extermination, and denial. The Moriori Genocide only goes along with 8 of the 10 stages. The Moriori were indigenous people from the Chatham Islands group. Rekohu and Ranguhat were the 2 islands they were specifically on. They came from New Zealand in the 16th century and were a small population of 2,000. They lived by the law of Nunuku, which was basically a law of peace, specifically a code of non-violence, passive resistance, banning warfare, and cannibalism. It was named after their ancestor Nunuku Wehuna, after seeing a bloody conflict between the Hanahata people and later rivals. He banned murder and the eating of flesh forever. The genocide occurred in the 19th century and was between the Moriori and Maori tribes. Only 101 out of the 2,000 people made it out alive in 1862. In 1791, a British ship came into contact with the Rekohu Island. This is when the Moriori came into contact with the Maori, because the Maori people were on board of the British ship as crew members. During this time, the Maori people started to live alongside the islands of which the Moriori people were living on. In 1835, it is believed when the genocide officially started. It's when the Maori invaded the Moriori's homes in search of new territories and resources for themselves. Step 1 was classification. The Moriori and Maori people descended from the same roots, although what separated them apart were their customs and cultures. The Moriori people abided by the law of Nunuku. The 2 tribes spoke different languages, and the Maori classified the Moriori people by their language. We call them the Moriori people because they spoke the Moriori language. The Moriori people lived by the law of Nunuku, so they didn't fight back to the Maori people. The Maori people still killed, enslaved, and even ate them. The Maori people were thinking about invading the Moriori territory for quite some time, and they knew that they were going to be an easy target because they lived by the law of Nunuku, meaning they wouldn't fight back because of their beliefs. Step 5 was polarization. The Moriori people were banned to use their own language, and they were forced to defile their ancient holy sites by urinating and defacing on them. Before invading the Moriori territory, they seized and stole 2 European ships. The ships provided them with the armory and supplies they needed. It carried 500 armed Maori with guns, clubs, and axes, as well as 78 tons of seed potatoes. Then another ship came and 400 Maori were on board, supplying them with even more Maori people to attack the Moriori. During this time, the Moriori saw what was happening and held a meeting about what should be done. The younger leaders pleaded to prepare for the fight and break the law of Nunuku in self-defense. But the elders decided to stick to their morals and run when war starts. The Moriori people outnumbered the Maori people 2-1, but still didn't fight back due to their belief in the Nunuku's law, them being almost extinct, and 10% of their population was killed, enslaved, or eaten. When the Moriori people were near extinction, the New Zealand government finally stepped in after 28 years. They followed the Moriori petitions. In 1870, the case was finally served in court, and surprisingly, majority of the Chatham Islands were given to the Maori people, although they had already returned home to tyranny.